2 Ezra 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
All right. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to our apostle and LGMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutations unto the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back, all right, to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. We're at GMS Mississippi camp, all right. We out here at an undisclosed location, all right, out here in the wilderness, man. And it's in the spirit because we see that we're finna enter into that straight gate. And the scriptures always talk about there will come a point, all right, where we will have to pretty much drop everything we have and just live basically off faith, all right. And what's the signs of this, that time is coming is we're seeing these plagues increase in the earth, man. We're seeing Esau Edom pretty much. He's making a separation between, all right, those who have taken Vanessa and those who are not dealing with Vanessa, man. You see? And pretty much, if you're not dealing with Vanessa, you're going to be ostracized from society. You already have families, you know, that disinviting people from their wedding because they don't have it, disinviting them from family events because they don't have it, all right? You're having a lot of tension because of this, you know, this thing of the, you know, the max, all right? But pretty much it's going to lead to the elect being on the run, man, you know?
And this is on Matthew chapter 8, verse 20. Well, you know what? Start at 19.
Yep.
And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest.
Yep.
Verse 20.
Yep.
And Yahweh said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests.
Yeah, because someone might see, all right, they were probably seeing Yahweh Shai, they were seeing the miracles, like, oh, he got it. You know, he heard about the miracles, he's seeing the power, you know, so he would want to follow it. But see, he didn't understand what the real deal was.
Right.
You see? Go ahead.
Hey, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai was pretty much like a rolling stone, you know? He's that chief cornerstone, but he was like a rolling stone, man. You know? That's why you had people taking care of the disciples, because Yahweh Shai really didn't have no certain dwelling place. With that scripture, he became poor, so we became rich, you know?
This is Rock 5 and 7.
Yep.
It said, make no terror to turn to the Most High.
Yeah, make no terror to turn to the Most High, you know? Because right now, you see, you have all these videos going forth, man. You have all this edification going forth, man. You're able to be updated on what's going on, you know? But it's not going to always be like that, man, because we see the censorship is increasing, man. All right, even the code words that brothers use, that's being picked up on the algorithm now. Go ahead.
And putting it off day to day.
Yeah, go ahead.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Most High come forth.
Yep, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Most High come forth. It said putting it off day to day because these days are another day closer, man. You know? And there's a spirit, we hear ambulance in the background. Hey, because when you watch these movies, what happens? It's always a regular day. Like when you see these movies, these apocalypse type movies, it really must be like a one-day movie.
That's right.
You see? That morning start off regular, but then something major happens, and then it's chaos, man. It's not going to take long for chaos to erupt in America. You got what, cyber attacks, you know? What happened when they hit the gas line, man? Yeah, people putting gas in plastic bags, people putting bags in pressure washer containers, man. People was losing it, man.
Right.
You know?
And the scriptures compare the day of the Lord as into what? A thief that comes in the night.
Yep.
You know? And because even us doing this particular video right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, once we get back home, we know it not whether or not someone has entered into our dwelling places, man.
Yep.
And that's how instantaneous the day and the coming of the Lord of Yahweh Shai shall be.
And you know, the apostles and others, they always bring up about 9/11. You know, it was just like a regular day. You know, people going to work, you know, doing their daily business. Then all of a sudden, you know, the so-called towers got, you know, destroyed, man.
Early that morning.
You know.
That's why the scripture says to watch as well as to prayer. You know, because you got to stay in the spirit. You got to walk in the spirit and not in carnality. Because that carnality leads you into a blind spiritual state of mind.
Right. like, shall the wrath of the Most High come forth, and thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and passion the day of vengeance.
Yeah, it's saying that security that shall be destroyed. Because you have people that secure, all right, because they make a certain amount of money, because they, within, certain status within the society. Right. Celebrities, they think they secure because they have abundance of this world's goods. Well, Yahweh Shema Shah can cut these things off at an instant, man. All right? If the dollar collapsed, all right, a billionaire is now likened to a homeless man. They have the same net worth now. You see? This is a very fragile kingdom, and people have security in a very fragile kingdom, man. This is a paper empire, man. You know?
And Biden just, they didn't, I guess, push for the evictions.
Yep.
They didn't sign it again. I guess they ain't sign it again, whatever.
Yep.
So guess what?
Oh, yep.
Oh.
Was that moratorium?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about to go down.
Yep.
If they don't get it back to right where they're trying to get it, whatever, it's over.
Right.
People gonna be sleeping everywhere here. You think it bad? You think it's Kansas City bad in California?
Yep.
My boss. Yeah. My boss went to Washington. He said around in Washington, everything Washington all good. He said 10th round Washington like that and nothing.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Yep.
And you think it bad now? Oh man, it about to get worse.
Right.
It about to get worse.
That's right.
And you proud ass women. I got them. I'm independent. I'm this and this. You about to catch it. You about to catch it, and guess what? The brother's gonna be happy that you bitches catch, cause you bitches ain't right. You bitches are foul.
Careless daughters.
That's right.
Like, because it was an Edomite who went through hyperinflation in one of those countries in Europe, and he was talking to their truthers, the guy that's over Brighton and what's that?
Mike Adams?
Yeah, Mike Adams, Natural News. But he had an interview with him, and he was like, he said he went through hyperinflation in Europe, in a certain country in Europe. But he said when he went to LA, he said LA is worse now than what it was when he went through hyperinflation in Europe. He said it got to the point where people in the city had to live like they was in the country. He was walking down, you can go down the sidewalk and you'll see somebody butchering the cow, on the sidewalk, you see? He said, but he went to LA, he said it's gonna be worse because LA already is bad before the hyperinflation kicks in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 37, it says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah, because America is so big and so abundant, you can have chaos in one state and they partying in another state, man. You can have chaos in one county and they partying in the next county, man. You see, because it's so big and so abundant, so everybody's not going to be in the same exact situation. So you're going to have places that are up and running, and people love to party. Like, it's hard to get people to stop partying in America. They're Bacchus demons,
Right.
You got it,
Hey, if I could just add, and also prove that this system will still be functioning. Because you're going to have people to receive the Vanessa as well as the MOB, man.
Verse 38, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Yeah, life as usual, man. Until all our chaos, just ensues in the earth, man. So up until that moment of chaos, even up to that moment of Yahweh Shah, man, you're going to have a certain sects of society that's going to be up and running, man. And then it's going to affect, like I say, it's going to affect, like some brothers might be tried, a month before other brothers, man. Because just the way what you got the blue state, red states, you got different legislation and laws according to, what state you're in. So, hey, we're in a time, where that time of trial can come swiftly, man. Because they mainly took on LA, California, and New York, man. Right.
Last verse here. It says, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah, it's going to be swift, and it's going to catch a lot of people unawares, man. That's why it's time to stay in tight to your house shot.
I got one more for you.
You got it, bro.
I'm going to jump down to 42. It says, watch, therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
You don't know. You don't know the exact time. That's why, pretty much we on edge waiting. That's why you're watching, man. The signs are very vital. Like, the signs is like the clock of prophecy, man. And we see Esau Edom he's moving like he has a short time. Because even though truth is all, when you listen to the truth, is all I'm saying, like they accelerating their plan. They're fast forwarding, you know, because he's moving as if he has a short time, you know, because the narrative don't even matter no more. All right, because getting the Vanessa don't stop you from getting, all right, the thing, and it don't stop you from transmitting. So what's the point of getting it? But he's still pushing the narrative like this is y'all fault. You know, this is a un-Vanessa pandemic.
That's right.
You know,
And that goes to show you, man, that Vanessa is set up to kill you, man.
yeah.
That's the reason why they want you to take it so bad. Think about it.
Especially black and brown.
Minorities.
Yeah.
And he's creating different variants so you can continue to get sick.
Yep.
So
And
as
you
long
can't
as you can't run from it. So as long as you change the
Spin-off.
yeah, I was spinning.
Elder Pastor Gabar, he did a video, Jay from the UK, and he said the people who got the Max or whatever, you know, the 5G towers, once they activate, it's going to activate something within the system of those people who got Max in it. You know? So that's why the 5G towers are so rampant now.
And there was a video on World Star, a veterinarian who received the vaccination with the Vanessa, right? And they used a barcode scanner over a non-Vanessite and then a Vanessite arm, and a barcode read across it. You know, so they could be, you know, including those particular, what you call them, nanos.
Yeah, nanotechnology.
That nanotechnology as well, man.
And if you notice that if a debit card, they're changing out the machine with the debit card. Now just you use the back of your card, you just tap it.
Yep.
They're just, everything's being synchronized. It's all connected.
Yep.
Yeah, and you had this Edomite, man, and he was just basically talking about the Vanessa, and he stated that they would create a crisis such as needing a Vanessa, you know, and then sooner or later, once it's activated, you will be zombified. Now, when you go to the CDC, they have a zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
So if it wasn't true, why in the world would the CDC have a protocol for a zombie apocalypse?
Yep, like a zombie outbreak.
Yeah, and that's all you see on Netflix.
That's right.
The Black Summer, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's the way Esau prophesying to the world. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Brother Barack out there in LA, he did a video. It's a movie called, I think The Seal, called The Seal, with Samuel Jackson, some other guy. And he played in a lot of movies. Basically, their phone, if they touch their phone or ring, there's a phone, it's like they turn to a zombie. You know, I'm sitting there about. Barack them man, look. Soon as that phone, he said, don't use the phone. Soon as they reach that phone, so I seen on the brother did. They were eating fucking dog, man. They were doing everything. Soon as they seen that phone. So man, they been programming this for y'all for years. For people to be this way.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Now, I'm saying it only makes sense when those 5G towers be activated.
Right.
Then it's going to shock, you know, I guess the people who got the Max or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when they're going to start turning on zombies. Like the brother say on the CDC, they got a preparedness plan. You know what I'm saying?
Because they can't do it all. They need us to help them.
Yeah.
So that's why they got to have civilization versus civilization, so to speak.
Now, just gonna add, you know, those like know the time. How can you fathom it?
Yeah.
So there has to be something that's like what brothers are explaining, a zombie apocalypse. Like people are in a very animalistic state that surpasses the ancient way of warfare. You know, because the ancient way was gruesome.
Hey, even when you think about I Am Legend, when it first comes on, what happened? The doctor stated that they took something for this illness, right? And they later became what they became. But then as Will Smith was trying to get his wife and actually, was it his son or daughter? Was it? I don't know. But it was like Will Smith, he was trying to get his son and his daughter on that helicopter. What happened? Check the temperature.
Yep.
Check the temperature. And now we have to have our temp check.
Yep.
You know?
There was a cartoon, a 1930s, 1940s cartoon, How to Have World Domination, and it said create basically a Vanessa.
That's it.
And it was a 1930s cartoon, man.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, starting at verse 1.
Yep.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Yeah, because if you're around the ministry, if you watch videos every day, man, you've been in the street for some time, you know what time we in, man. You see? There's no need to go in depth to what time we in. This is the end of the end, man. All right? Like the old folks say, this is where the rubber meets the road, man. You know? We in a time now where decisions gonna have to be made. All right? Either you're gonna Be willing to sacrifice everything you have for the sake of Yahweh Shah, or you gonna bow down to the image of the beast and try to maintain comfort, man. You know, go ahead.
And verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yeah, it's a thief in the night. And you can look at people, because people moving around with no urgency, man. You see? People are still, you know, you got niggas still doing the mixtape as we speak, man. All right? Niggas are still, you know, going to AAU camps, you know, playing sports. There's no urgency, man. You know, especially amongst Jake, because no one is more behind than our people, man. The nigga woman and the niggas, all right? No one's more unprepared and uninformed than them, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety,
Yep.
then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Back in there, and the way Esau was saying peace and safety by you receiving Vanessa.
Yep.
You know, if everybody receives Vanessa,
Things go back to
then
normal.
things will go back to normal.
Yep.
Not knowing that Vanessa is inside of you to destroy you. Because it's nothing but an operating system within you.
Did not the scripture say, never trust thy enemies?
Exactly.
Never trust thy enemy.
What did
No, it's on you.
what did Edom? What did Esau create? Listen, niggas. Yeah. What did Esau create? what did Esau create that he created something external that's healthy that goes into you internally?
Right.
Yeah.
Name me one thing
Correct.
the so-called white man created that's external and you put into your body internally and it's of a benefit, man.
Yeah.
Now this nigga can find Saddam Hussein
Yeah.
and fucking Bin Laden,
Yeah.
but when it comes to Vanessa, I mean not Vanessa, but the C, I don't even know how to say it. The
Royal.
illness or Crown Royal, he don't got nothing for it. You know, but besides that Vanessa.
Yeah. Look at the food. Look at you can look up every ingredient on the food you eat and it'll go back to something that's detrimental to your health.
Can't even pronounce it.
Can't even pronounce it. Look at the medicine industry, so to speak. All that stuff, you can look it up and see that it's a detriment to your body. This is the same man that injected syphilis in your people
Exactly.
in the 20th century.
Now you got Jake from Tuskegee experiment. Their offspring is saying trust the government.
Yep. But you know that paid off.
Yep.
You know they got some M's for that.
Yeah.
Because that was Jake, that was, yeah.
You can buy a nigga cheap.
Yeah, come, I stand corrected. Y'all got it, brother.
Hey, this little a guy, he was a lesser luminary, his name Jacques Attali, and he was a former advisor to the French president. He wrote this back in 1981 in a book called Verbatim. He said, the future will be about finding a way to reduce the population. Of course, we will not be able to...
Georgia Guidestone,
Yep.
which is an objective within the New World Order.
That's right.
Hey, Job 5 and 13, they had great success.
Okay.
Yep.
He said, of course...
If someone is constantly pushing propaganda that the earth is too populated, why would he try to save people, man? You seen that on that what was it, Utopia on Netflix? You know, and they bought out a Vanessa on there for a so-called, you know, a virus, you know, the V. You see, and they kept pushing the propaganda of overpopulation, man. That's like if your father's walking around the house saying, man, there's too many people here every day. You know, hey, you know he's up to something, man. You know, what you talking about, man?
Right, somebody to come up missing, man.
What you go?
Yeah, somebody, hey, look. You know how your mom there do when you, hey, it's time to go, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, now, you know, you can't be here forever, man.
Right,
But
right.
we have all this unused land in the United States of America, but he still say that the world is overpopulated.
You could fit the world's population in the state of Texas, and then it had a population dense in Paris. You could fit the whole world's population in the state of Texas.
Yep.
You know, so you could, like, you going back into it's not overpopulated.
Yep. And he's pushing that propaganda. The same man who's pushing overpopulation is giving you something he wants to give to the masses,
You know
man.
why? Because that fucking number is more manageable.
Yeah.
It's more manageable. They can oversee better with 500 million compared to the billion, like 6 or 7 billion.
It's better management. It's better control of the people. And because
8 billion.
if you look at the sands of the sea, is there too much sand on the earth?
Right.
You know, but the Heavenly Father promoted and what you call urged Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to be fruitful and multiply as the sands of the sea. Are the sands of the sea too much for the earth to bear? No. So how much more the people, man?
Just like the state of California. California has a higher population than the country of Canada. There's more people in California than in Canada.
Canada, huge.
And Canada's huge. Going to show you that the earth is unevenly dispersed when it comes to its population.
Poor management.
Poor management.
You got
Yeah, 'cause, you know, I'm saying, I tell the brother, you know, we just talking, like Mississippi, like you fly out of here, it's number green, it's number lane, but like it's certain like down here where we at in Madison, everything clogged up, but man, it's so much damn space where you want to land everywhere, especially Mississippi, you know, and we small.
That goes back to the elites. You can control a centralized population.
Yep.
If everybody's concentrated in 5 major cities, that's easier to control than everybody being dispersed in the state.
They want to turn these cities to what, smart cities?
Smart cities.
Yep. All right, so he said the future will be about finding a way to reduce the population. Of course, we will not be able to execute people or build camps. We get rid of them by making them believe it's for their own good. We will find or cause something, a pandemic targeting certain people. There's certain people that nation not desired, man. You know, you Israelites. Yep. It says a real economic crisis or not, a virus affecting the old or the elderly, it doesn't matter. The weak and the fearful will succumb to it. The stupid will believe in it and ask to be treated. We will have taken care
And
of.
that's the reason why you got these people running to their nearest clinics because they're stupid, they're naive, they're dumb.
That fear. Yep.
You know,
They're like hearing the shootout and running to the bullet. That's what people are doing.
That's right.
You know, like Cain when they last seen, he
Well,
ran
right
to the
to
bullet.
it. It says we will have taken care of having panned the treatment, a treatment that will be of the solution. The selection of idiots will therefore be done by itself. They will go to the slaughterhouse alone.
I got cooking since you said that. This Proverbs 14 and 12. No, it's Proverbs 14 and 15. It said, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well into his going.
you go into that term prudent, it means someone that knows. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah, we understand what's going on. And the simple man, you can't equate you can't equate that to a fool. A fool is a person that has what? No understanding of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah. So 2/3 of our people are foolish along with these other inhabitants of the world. But at the same time frame, these other nations still do more research than 2/3 of our people.
And guess what mainstream news said? Guess what mainstream news said? How many people in the U.S. population receive the max? 2/3.
Wow.
2/3 of the U.S.
Spiritual.
Exactly. You know.
Hey, and we gotta say this too. We gotta accept it, man. A lot of people in our family gonna die.
Yeah.
You know. But that's something that we understood when we first came in.
That's right. Count the cost.
Like it's like the logical make this quick point, like the movie Knowing. The little boy and the girl that got delivered, the angels wasn't worried about their family. Because those gonna be the progenitors of the new population. So we the progenitors of the new population in the world to come, man. Absolutely.
Since you said that Lot's family.
Yeah.
You know, Lot was instructed by the angels to get the family out. The ones that came out.
Hey, niggas in the wilderness.
Yup.
Hey, on the Greenland, like I said, you would get that message from the government that you and your family was selected to go to the shelter. Now remember, they were like at a barbecue set, so he had all his neighbors there, and that message came and it said his name, his wife's name, and his son's name, and everybody else was like, why we didn't get the message? Why only he got it? So as he's getting ready to leave, you had this woman trying to put her daughter in the truck with him. They was going to the airport, and the woman was breaking down like, let's take her. We can't leave her. The man was like, no, she can't go. You know, he like, no. He just kept going because she wasn't on the list. And pretty much, it's really like the book of life. Like, if they not on the list, they can't go. That's right.
Damn.
Because the list already made.
Yeah.
Well, they say 9/11, they told Amalek don't come to work that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You was an Amalekite. Like you didn't come. Well, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah gave us the inside scoop.
Yeah, they had that mark of exemption.
That mark of exemption.
When those towers went down, you know, they were excluded
Yeah.
from that judgment.
Going back to Ezekiel 9 and 4.
I got precept here.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
They said, how ye? That's a crying out. Like, we finna hear people crying out. Like, that's gonna, like, we hear crickets and, you know, things in the background now. Pretty soon, the background gonna be gunshot, people crying out, lamenting. You know, what you always like to get into, do it in my hearing.
Yeah.
You see? Hey, the Most High gonna bring death in the earth, and it's gonna have a what you call it, a soundtrack. You know?
Right.
Death gonna have a soundtrack, man.
Like a backing track.
Yeah.
A backing track is playing behind the scenes of all the action.
How are you, man? You people finna cry out, man. You people finna holler out, man. You know?
It says, therefore, shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
And that's your control. See, your controllers will be faint, because all controllers finna be snatched away.
Non-existent.
All right, cause what's the motto of this world? Living your best life. I'm doing me. I'm self-made. You know, all this is what you like. Away. You see, all hands are gonna be weak. You know,
And it stated Egypt should be like women.
women.
And the footnote that says, fall limp. In verse 8, and they shall be afraid.
Can't get it in. You know, think about it.
The spirit is
Broken. I mean, I ain't mean it like that.
no pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended, man.
But that's a fact. Your hopes is gonna be down, man.
Oh,
Hey, like you can watch a game, you know, and a big, like, you know, you shoot a big three, because they already like a team fighting trying to stay in the game, and then you go on the run, you can see when somebody's spirit broken, like that one shot, you can feel this, you can feel that spirit, like shit, you know, you know, your head hanging and shit, you like, damn, it's over.
the ball over.
Yeah. That's how most I gonna break through niggas' spirits out here, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Woo!
They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Hey, it's gonna be in pains and sorrow. Hey, because I don't know y'all seen the article, that little baby that fell off the bed, and she turned hair dryer on, and the hair dryer burnt, gave her second and third degree burn. Yeah, and she gotta have surgery every 2 days. You know, and then her parents gotta be right there watching the child have surgery every 2 days. Man. It says sorrow is gonna take hold of you, man.
And speaking, it's add on that. It's so many problems that Jake has that they had a luxury to go to different clinics and hospitals and get my back checked out. It's so many things about to end because we about to leave that first world existence. So it's so many things that your grandma goes to the hospital for on a regular, she can no longer go to the hospital. There's so many things that this special needs child has to go to the doctor for every 2 weeks. He can no longer go. So people, hey, we finna leave that first world state to that third, fourth world state, man.
Since you said that, I'm thinking about the book of Eli. You remember he had that little packet of something, and he was like, look, back in the day, we didn't care about this.
Shampoo,
It was like some shampoo or something. It was like a little small packet of shampoo. You know, but like the elder is saying, these are the times we're coming to. And if something has taken hold to you, meaning your mindset, you can't stop thinking about it because of these experiences and incidents are still going on.
Going back to the thing you said, take for granted. Imagine a toothache in that day. You can't go get no relief. It's just getting worse and worse. You know?
Yeah. You're going to give them the spirit.
Knock it out.
You know, you done got to fight, you done broke a rib, you just got to deal with that broke rib. You done broke an ankle, ACL torn, you just got to deal with that.
And then
you
it's
know?
so crazy, if you break your rib, that infection, if it's not healed, it can actually poison your system. You know, some broken ribs,
It's gonna be beast-like because if an animal breaks something in the wild, he just got to deal with it. He just vulnerable, you know? And that's what it's gonna be like, man. You know?
Finish it up. It says, they shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel.
The flames is a representation of anxiety, man. Anxious, you know?
You say, hey, most I say, you're going to send feathers in Babylon.
Yeah. And those are the, what's that? Those missiles.
Yeah, ultimately the missiles.
Ultimately the missiles.
But when how shall I say, should he come, it's going to be fire already in the land, you know? He can be kindled, you know?
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Through the acts of judgment, no matter how you go. You know what I'm saying? This is the judgment from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You know?
That is Ezekiel 9:4. And the Most High said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Yeah, and the midst of the city in these terms is the population of Israel. All right, because Jerusalem, all right, is where we dwell as a people. You see? So what is that speaking of? Throughout the whole earth, go through the population of Israel. Go ahead.
And set a mark upon the forehead of the man that sat in Christ.
See, this mark is spiritual, all right? By what? When you go into the definitions and exemption from judgment, you see? Because, see, like I said, court is finna be in session, you know? Because one, like in the courtroom setting, what you have the defendant, you know, give their defense, then you have the prosecutor, you know, prosecute, and then eventually everybody be quiet, and the judge comes and once he hit the gavel, that's it. See, when a family of word comes, it's gonna be the Most High hitting the gavel, and then guess what? He just gonna send judgment through the earth. Whatever your sentence is, that's what it's gonna be, man. You see? But those that cry inside now gonna be exempt. Go ahead.
All the abomination that be done in the midst thereof.
Yep.
Verse 5. And to the other he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city,
Yep.
and smite.
Hey, go out in the midst, all right, of the city and smite. He said, do it in my hearing. The Most High wants to hear the screams, all right, of this proud society, man. You know, because this place is oozing with pride. So the Most High wants to see this place oozing in fear now, man. You know?
That's why pride cometh before destruction, and honor before humility.
Yep. And we got those, all right, who's gonna get the honor, all right, are those that sign and crying. That's the humility to sign and cry. So our people are rejoicing in this society. We're chanting it down, man.
You know, those ones that are mocked and ridiculed.
Yep.
That's why Wisdom Solomon says we fools count their lives madness.
Yep.
Elder Pastor Bar, he brought out some time ago when the 9/11, the buildings fell down, you know, out in bodies, you know. He said it was like a cloud that formed like a so-called black man on a throne, man.
I saw the picture of it.
Okay.
They put the picture up on the OGMS video.
Yeah, there's a couple different faces there. You had Satan's face in the fire as well in the building.
It's like those hurricanes on their way to America. You could Google it. Some of them had demonic features. Yeah, it's a demon. It's a spirit created for vengeance.
Hey, just to prove the point, that's why when Yahweh Shah rebuked the wind, you had angels shaking the wind. You know, they was, manipulating the elements. So when he was able to rebuke the wind, truly he rebuked the angels because they were actually, manipulating the element, man. Going into that point of seeing faces in hurricanes and tornadoes and so on and so forth.
And that's in the book of Revelation as well when it says that the seven angels holding back the wind. You know, which are the seven plagues.
Nuclear destruction. I think what, Revelation 9? 7, my bad.
I said, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Verse 6. Say other old and young, both maids and little children,
Have no pity and slay old, young, maids, and little children.
This is the How About Shema Shai that you want taught in these churches, man.
Right.
All right, this is the How About Shema Shai that great and terrible demon. All right? I kill and I make a lie about our womb, man. Alashaya, man. We're about to smell judgment.
That's right.
It's going to be a certain spirit on the earth. It's going to hit your spirit a certain way. When judgment is, I remember a family was camping outside of the grocery store because the little body's about to hit the floor. It's about to be a sacrifice. See, how about Shema Shai, man?
and little children and women become not near any man upon whom is a mark.
Yeah, and it said going back to virgin. All right, speaking of that word of Bakwala. All right, so that's all ages because it goes because you're born a virgin. You said, you know, so that's all. It says virgins, maids, and women. So he covered every age of women, man. You know, you women finna get it.
Yeah, especially in this day and time frame, young girls.
Yeah.
Young girls, man, because most women lose their virginity around 12, 13, 14, if not before.
Jeremiah 9:20. So back over Elder Z said, yet hear the word of you. How about Shimei Awashai, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentation.
Yep. So teach your daughters wailing and lamentation. Lamentation goes back to lament. So you hear that bitter cry, man. You're gonna anytime there's judgment, women react a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's a cry, and it's a horror. All right, and it creates a sense of devastation in the air. Yeah. But the Most High created all this. He wired women to react that way, man. And it's about to be devastation in the air, man. And you know,
Man, like we go to a so-called black person's funeral, you know how the women they'll pass out and that loud, bitter cry,
Yep.
man. You know?
yep.
So we just don't imagine we like lawless out here.
And you know, like it says in Sirach, bro.
No, you can't do it.
Like it says in Ezra, hey man, it's gonna be kidnapping.
Yep.
People gonna be held for ransom.
Yep.
So if you got money and it's known, your family gonna be getting watched.
Yep.
And that's gonna be regular.
Yep.
That's gonna be regular. Y'all saw Pay the Fool when they took that boy Thorn back.
Yep.
That's gonna be regular, man. But because police are already bullshit in these major cities. It's already a police shortage. And if you call the police, they don't come immediately.
Yeah.
And Apostle Hart said that years ago it's gonna be like this.
They underpaid.
They underpaid.
Short staff.
Hey, yep.
They gonna get to a time where that all they can do is protect their house.
That's it.
You know, because they gonna be in the chaos. It's gonna be lawless, man. You know, because there's not enough troops on earth that can govern America, man.
See, in a first world society, oh yeah, it's the August 1st. Hey, get ready to hear this sound. Yeah, that's the spirit. In the first world society, you can mask human nature.
Yeah.
But when that first world construct is dissolved, then you really see the core of human nature.
Yep.
And the core of human nature is primitive. It's animal nature. And you're gonna see a dog eat dog world in front of your eyes, man. And it sounds it's spiritual.
I got one more.
Sound like they're purged.
Yep.
They purged sound.
Yeah.
This is on 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
That's your house shot. You know, and this is spiritual that Jacob's being anti-Yahweh shot in these times because they're going to be left with no hedge. See, we're going to need Yahweh shot more than ever. In the history of Israel, this is going to be the worst time ever, and we're going to need Yahweh shot more than ever in these times, man.
See, the Most High had us on training wheels while the economy was still going. Soon he's gonna take out those training wheels and we're gonna be out here. Trust, and we have to use that same trust. You know?
And smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Smite Egypt with plagues as before, man. All right, and that's what we seeing happening, man. The economy is a plague. These pestilences is a plague, man. Violence is a plague. See?
And will destroy all the land thereof.
And that's gonna be ultimately lead up to the mitzvah, man. You know, we can get let's go back to that 2nd Ezra 16:37, and let's get that St. Luke 21, and we start at 16, and we end at St. Luke.
And it's back in 2nd Ezra 16, start at verse 37. Yep, and it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
Yep, hey, plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Because see, for a long time it seemed like it's been slack. You gotta think, since Elder Alvin started speaking, you know, the elders under him, you know, the apostle elder that was out there before YouTube, seemed like all these things were slack. But now we're in a time where nothing is slacking. Like, you hearing big news every 2 or 3 days, man.
A different mandate.
Yeah, Walmart mandating Vanessa. That's big, man. That's the most employees. Walmart has the most employees on earth, man. You know, that's a big deal, man. Go ahead.
Verse 38. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb.
Yeah, and this is what we're experiencing, birth pains and chaos, man. Because birth pain, you know, you go into when a woman has those contractions, when the closer they get to the birth, all right, they become more frequent and more intense. And this is what we seeing in the earth, man. Judgment is becoming more frequent and more intense, man. You know, go ahead.
Which pains, when a child coming forth, they slack not for a moment.
They slack not for a moment. It's going to be continuous. See, right now, something happen, and then you go back to normal. Something happen, you go back to normal. But see, it's going to come a time where judgment just going to sit in the earth, man. Every day is going to be something. Every hour is going to be something, man. They're going to slack not a moment, man. Go ahead.
And it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Yep.
And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Every side, man, no good news, man. The only people that's gonna have any type of hope in this society is gonna be the elect. Because favor gonna kick in eventually, man, and the Lord gonna be making ways for us to escape these different things, man. You know, this is our trying period, man. You know, we're seeing, are we worthy? Now let's see. I've been hearing them talking all these years now. Let's just see what they about, man. You know, let's see what these men are about that's been doing all this talking, man. You know? So we gotta be tried, and now we gotta apply you know, faith on a level like never before seen, man. Go ahead.
And it says, yep, it says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle,
Yep.
and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Yeah, and those evils be ye as pilgrims, man, on the move. All right? So there's gonna come a time when this society collapse. All right, the hell with that car, the hell with that house, man. You know, even some families gonna be split up. That's another thing. If you're split up from your family, don't bug out, man. You know, because either they were separated to be judged because they wasn't right the whole time, or the Lord is gonna preserve them, man. You know, and He'll bring them back, or He'll give you the power to go get them back, man. You see, but you gotta be ready to play it out either way. They can't alter you to the point where you can't move forward, man. You know?
Like you say, like, forget your vehicles, because you're not going to have no use in it anyway, because of power grid.
Yeah.
You know, with these new model cars.
Where you gonna get gas at?
Exactly. And you got to think about it, like when planes in the air already, and that power grid gets shut down, they just going to fall, you know, already, man.
People in the midst of operation.
Yep. And you got to think about this.
Dialysis.
It's over with.
And it says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise."
They basically telling you don't be attached to anything.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta have like that flea mentality as a pilgrim, man. No emotional connection.
It says in the you about care.
Yeah.
He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that should not dwell therein.
Yeah, and this is all things of this society. You know, it don't matter if you just moved into their house. It don't matter if your business just started booming. Those things not gonna matter, man. You're gonna have to separate immediately. When that time comes, you gotta separate it, man. But you gotta think. The scripture say we have no continuing city here, man. You know, but we look for one to come. You see, so when it's time to, you know, because really pretty much the elect is just really we in character when we in society. Like it's a character that we play. You see, so it's gonna be a time for the characters to die off, man. And we're gonna be on the move, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 43, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard as he that should not gather the grapes.
Yep, so it's just giving all these analogies of how whatever you put into the society, all right, don't expect it to keep coming back, man. It's gonna come a time where it's gonna be a cutoff and we're just gonna be on the move, man. And the hell with it, man. Because this place is wicked. This is not living, man. This is existing on the lowest possible level, man. Especially if you're a heterosexual man. America is the worst place to be for a heterosexual male, man. You know, you should haste, you know, the collapse of this place, man. You know, that was it, bro. Get that in there. Luke start 16. 21.
16 now?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Luke 16. No, Luke 21:16.
Yep.
And you should be betrayed from both parents and brothers, kinfolks, and friends. And some of you should they call to be put to death.
Yeah, so the house shine is giving us a game like, look, these people gonna betray you. All right? Even your parents. You start out with your parents, man, because most of our brothers' parents done got the Vanessa, man.
Yep.
You know? That's really a low form of betrayal. You gotta look at it like that, man.
Yep.
That's a low form of betrayal, man, because they betrayed the scriptures. And this is our government. You see?
Then the people in your family, like in your household that took it, that's another form of betrayal.
Yep.
Because they're not really with your vision.
Yep.
That's Lot's wife.
Yep.
You know?
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And you should be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a heavy smear campaign. They're gonna demonize Howard Shot before it's over with. So everyone that's linked to your Howard Shot is gonna be hated. Alright? They're gonna say, see, it's because those that believe in your Howard Shot, they're gonna put up the clip of all the brothers speaking against Vanessa. You see? Then they're gonna put us saying the names. Alright? And they're gonna demonize the name of your Howard Shot. They're gonna say, these the men, alright, that are most against Vanessa and us getting back to normalcy, man. And we're gonna be hated, man. You see? So expect that. Go ahead.
But that should not any hair of your head perish.
Yeah, so if it's not our lot to be a martyr, they have no authority over us, man. You know? We're gonna be brought before particular people, you know, to hire up. But guess what? they can't touch us if it's not ordained, man. Go ahead.
And your patience possesses your soul.
It's a thing of patience. You gotta wait this thing out, man. This thing, it really right now, it's the waiting game, man. You know, wait on the salvation, man. Go ahead.
And when you should see Jerusalem compassed with armies,
Yep.
then you know the desolation thereof is not.
When you see Jerusalem compassed about with armies, now this happened in 70 AD. It was prophesied in 70 AD. And now it's gonna happen again. And we see Jerusalem being surrounded, man. You know? Spiritually, we seeing Jerusalem being surrounded, man. The propaganda is on who? Who's the biggest transmitter of the crown royal? You see? Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Who's the most resistance? You know, when it comes to the Vanessa. The tribes, man, the propaganda is you are being surrounded with the propaganda, man. You know, which is gonna lead to a physical encampment, man. Go ahead.
And you seeing these military vehicles being shipped into these cities?
Yep.
You know? So that's, you know, it's showing you what's about to get ready to come, man. That's why they be building on these highways and things of that sort, because they getting ready for those military tanks, man. You know?
Go ahead. Yep.
All right, verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Yep.
And let them which are in the midst of depart out.
Yep.
And it's like, and let not them that are in the countries enter into.
Yeah, so in 70 AD when that happened, you had Jake that probably outside of the city, outside of the wall, but they probably seen the troops coming past them. Yeah. So you outside, you see that, you just keep going. So you might be, so you probably had Jake that was outside of the city and he was seeing that, and his family was there. Yahushua was telling them, don't go back to your family. You see that, it's time to move. And that's how it's going to be in this time. Like, we might be out somewhere, and hey, it go down. Don't be trying to fight through the chaos to get to your family, man. You just got to keep it moving, man. You see? That's why Yahushua say, look, if you on the rooftop, don't go in the house and get no clothes, man. Get the hell out, man. Yeah. That's the time that we in. We not in the time, this ain't no movie, man. It's not a movie, man.
Not a movie, dog.
Man. So you guys, hey, wherever it go down there, you just keep moving forward, man. And let Yahweh Shem Shot, let him be he is, man. You know, you just gotta let him be he is, and we just gotta keep moving, man. So don't be in this hero phase, man. You know, just keep it moving and rolling in the spirit in these times, man. You know.
Hey, well, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified, and we'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem, Kapadash. Double honors to our apostles, great millstones, and elder bishops who grew well. Peace and blessing to the house of David the elect. Abba, Abba, Shalom.
Shalom.